Hey guys, welcome back to Black, White, and the Grays. My name is Kylie. I'm in my high tunnel right now. We got some chickens from a family member who was moving out of the area and couldn't take their chickens with them. And so we got them. I also got this little tiny coop, which is so cute. And they're in it in the high tunnel. I'm about to let them out in the high tunnel because I don't have anything planted. I had planted some pro cuts. I think they got fried. I'm still learning watering systems in here. It gets so blooming hot in here during the day, like a 60-degree day. It's so hot. So I gotta get my back door going and open. But until then, my front door's open. These chickens are about to start roaming and eating. I got a lot of grass growing up in here. You ladies ready to get out? And I'm keeping them separate from my larger flock, well, for a few reasons. One is for if you bring new chickens onto your flock, if you can help it, it's better to isolate any new animal. It's better to isolate them just to make sure everything's kosher and it's not, if they have any, not saying they do, but if they have any diseases or mites or any sicknesses, it's better to keep them away from your flock so it doesn't spread just for a little bit. And these guys will probably, since they're buddies anyway, they'll probably just stick together, and I'm going to be eventually having a mobile fence around them too and making this coop movable. I'm going to check. I wasn't expecting any eggs, and we got 3 eggs yesterday on the day we moved. So I do know if you move chickens and they get stressed out, they may not lay for a week or two, but we had 3 eggs yesterday, and I don't know if it was like already brewing in their system or if they're just comfortable. I have no idea. So I'm gonna go check and then we'll let them out. Hello, ladies. Oh, and another reason why I'm keeping them in here is we have an egg eating problem with our flock. We're hardly getting any eggs, and we have about 20 hens, and it's springtime and they're eating them. And I've been doing like all the things I can do. This camera is crooked and it's just crooked land. That's what it is. I've been doing all the things. I have put fake eggs in there, they kick them out. Golf balls, they kick them out. I have redesigned their nesting box so it slants and have a board that opens up that the egg rolls under. They're still being able to get it. It's starting to really piss me off. So I ordered some nesting boxes that have like a little contraption, and they shouldn't be able to get in it at all. And I got 3 of them, so hopefully that works. But these gals don't eat their eggs. Oh, no eggs today. Okay, I'll come back later. And also I'll let you out. Who wants to come out to play? They're like, there's a scary cat. All right, chicas, yeah. Look at all that yummy stuff. And that ferocious beast. Yep, he's a dangerous one. This past week was a bit wild for us. We have been like, my husband's been out of town with our oldest, and I had our youngest ones. It's been quite busy, and then we had a week of birthdays, and it's been wild, and so there's been no time for YouTube, but we did have time for gardening. And in these, you can see the frost covered beds, and in the half of this bed is all our onions. Some I purchased, most of which I grew from seed, and it took a teenager and 2 adults 2.5 hours to plant them by hand. There were so many. We're very grateful. I'm like, I've talked to you time and time again, it's like a broken record. Like, I want storage crops, and most of these onions, like almost the entirety of this bed right here is a storage variety of Patterson onion, which I've grown before and really enjoyed. And then we have the red wing as well, which is a storage variety also from Johnny's. I haven't been that successful with any red onions, but I have been quite successful with sweet onions, Walla Wallas. I'm hoping to get quite a few Walla Wallas and being able to eat a lot of those fresh. The rest of the garden is kind of a schmess, and we're working on it. I was renting a tractor, and it was supposed to be for the week. Trey was gone, and I was like, this is not, I need somebody to help me with a lot of the work that needs to be done. So we rescheduled it for next week, which is a little later than I'd like, but it is what it is. I'm kind of behind in planting, but My theory is, which I've seen it work, even the later you plant, things catch up. So I'm not too worried. So like, I have planted peas as soon as the ground has like been kind of workable, which they say you can do, but then peas I plant later because the soil's warmer, they just catch up and surpass the other ones. So, and the same goes for all the other things. So that's kind of the strategy I'm going for with this, because it's already, today's May 1st, and I don't have hardly anything in the ground except for my onions. But it'll take me like 10 minutes to get my bed of carrots and all that planted, because I have a cedar, and if you have a large garden and are planting a lot of large crops, investing like $120 into an earthway cedar, highly recommend. It's not the most precise cedar. I know like the Jang cedar is like $1,000, $1,500, couple grand. It's very precise and a precision cedar. For what we're doing here, I just do not need that, but something where I'm not just constantly on my hands and knees is extremely beneficial. So, well, I got my golf cart working and it's been toting us around the farm pretty good. I have some figs. They look a little sad right now. Baker Creek does a live, oh my gosh, this onion is crazy. Baker Creek does like a live plant sale. They seem to sell out pretty quick, but they do it a couple times a year, and I got 2 Chicago Hardy figs. I needed to get them into the ground right away. I waited, they came in the mail yesterday, and I should have watered them, and now they're sad. I think they'll be fine, Lord willing, but I'm gonna plant them in our little greenhouse. It's half in ground, and they should do, Lord willing, really good. So hopefully they do. So let's get these planted. Now, hopefully those guys perk right up, Lord willing. Oh, might as well give you, whoa, we're very close here. Close and personal. I might as well give you guys an update on how things are doing, like the propagating I did with my lilacs and my gooseberries and what have you. The currants are doing really well after being up potted, and I can't tell, I'm not ready to pull them out to see if they have roots, but they're alive and they're flourishing. And some of my lilacs are not doing the greatest. Some of them are doing pretty good, but that's what I kind of expected. So they're doing okay. My gooseberries, the other day I was in here and I saw more green. I'm not seeing that anymore. Did you die, man? You dead, man? So they are doing the worst. These are a lot of my annuals I'm going to pot up in like my flower baskets for my porch. And then we have our cabbages and broccolis and cauliflowers. They need to get out next week. Yeah, they do. Like, no, I mean this week. They need to get out this week. They're getting a bit big for their britches. So, I have been hitting them with a fish emulsion. Look at these guys. I've been hitting these with a fish emulsion to help them out, because they're in such tiny little trays, corners, whatever you want to call it. I haven't had time to plant them out. So this week, definitely going to be hardening off these guys. And when you harden off your plants, it is really awesome to do it on a overcast day, cloudy day, because it just helps them out, not get some sun scald. I had left my cabbages outside and they got a little burnt. They seem to be recovering just fine, which they will, but most of the time, unless they're completely sun scalded. But it is just part of it, learning. And I find you can listen to people tell you how to harden plants off and what'll work and what won't, but sometimes you just have to learn from your own mistakes. And most of the time, that's how I learn the best. But anyway, these plants are going to be getting hardened off this week and planted out into the garden. You can see the girly piggies are behind me. They are getting a bunch of, there's a chicken coming in, that rascal. I have this 2 chickens, they're the Polish. They are so hard to keep into their dang pen, into the chicken coop. I need to clip their wings. I've done it before. Obviously you got to keep doing it, but it's really starting to tick me off. They're really like the skinny kind of athletic type with the crazy hair. Yeah. I see you. I planted, oh, I should take you over to the little garden. Let's go. Then we'll chat some more. Okay, I just got out of the coop to get the eggs. We got 9 eggs, and one was, there, look at that one's pecked. And another one was pretty cracked open, made a mess all over the other eggs, but I actually got quite a few that weren't. So maybe my system is working in there. Well, we'll see. I need to modify it, I think, and go from there, but it's starting to, this is a piss off. We should be really getting like really a lot of eggs, but maybe they're coming, they don't look like they're molting, but maybe they are. This is what you don't want, bad chickens. I know a lot of people who will just cull the chickens who are doing it. I don't want to do that. I want to keep as many egg layers as possible, but if they're eating them, we got to come up with a solution to fix it. Well, they are eating them, so we got to come up with a solution to fix it rather than offing them. We got to fix it. All right, so we're in the little garden, which is my favorite place. And behind me is some ramps I planted. Can you see them? The green coming up. Growing up in West Virginia, ramps were all over. They're so good. So I ordered some from Etsy. They got here. They came from Tennessee. And it's like a wild leek, wild onion. They're very delicious and they are perennial. So I'm hoping that underneath our big pine tree here, they'll do really well and kind of take over this area is my hope. That way, I'm not going to be harvesting them from them this year, but I hope they do extremely well. I also planted some walking onions. I got the sets from Baker Creek and they're starting to come up as well. Here's another one. And they should be in this whole area. Oh, there's one there. So I've been removing the mulch. There's one. Oh, there's one. So a walking onion is a perennial and they are onions. And you can eat the tops, you can eat the bulbs just like you would with a regular onion. They just stay in the ground. If you leave them all in the ground, if you leave some part of your plant in the ground and not harvest all of them, more will spread and more will fill out this place. They're very hardy and it's a way where you don't have to save onion seeds. So if you, look at those rascals. There's a herd of deer going by. Onions, if you're not aware of, the seed is really active and lively for a year, maybe 2 at most, and then the germination really goes down. And that's not the case with a lot of seeds, but they say onions, you really want to plant them fresh. So okay, so if I'm wanting to be more self-sustaining, saving our own seeds, onions are a biennial. So you intentionally have to mark crops to overwinter to save seeds from. And that's what I want to do. Or I have some sprouting onions, some storage sprouting onions from last fall that are sprouted, and I'm going to plant those in the garden for my seed crop this year. But you really have to you have to make it intentional. So intentional effort to save your onion seeds. Now the onions that we could have ate but went sprouting, some of them are too soft and you don't want to eat those. But some of them are firm and we'll eat those. But the too soft ones I'm going to plant out, see if we can get a seed crop off of. But the walking onions are kind of like not a guarantee necessarily, but more of a guarantee than a regular onion would be because it is a perennial and I'm not going to be harvesting off of them this year. And I want to get them really established to kind of take over that space. So if I could get this first bed in this garden right here, if I could get this first bed full of I have chives in here, I have my ramp, I have my chives, I have my ramps, and I have my walking onions. And if I could kind of just make this like an allium bed, that would be really ideal for me. And then it's just kind of perennializing. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this garden. There's going to be some annual flowers, there's going to be some annual vegetables, but I would really like to start doing this where I'm purchasing or finding other places around my farm where I have these and putting them in here to kind of make this a space for those to have a home. And we did a pretty thorough, okay, I'm coming. Got some water issues going on. Can't get the hose hooked up. We did a pretty thorough cleanup in this garden, but the wind kind of blew it all crazy. You can come in, but I am filming. Are you fine with that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, put it on, Zay. I got Zay right here. Hooking up the hose.
This way.
Yep, you're doing it. You gotta hook it up tighter. There you go.
Can I help?
This is my... Whoa! Hooking up the hose problems. My nephew Asher.
Hi.
Sleepover for birthdays, you know. How's it going, baby?
It still isn't working.
It is working. You had it going. All right. Keep going. Keep going. Keep all the way up. It's on. You got it. Yep. See? No leaks. Boom, baby. Is it kinked a bit?
I don't know.
Sorry, Goose. They do like it. Huh? Pool? I need to get a pool. Yeah, the other one has a hole in it. They need a. I should maybe get one today, eh?
Yeah.
Should have bought it yesterday so you could watch them today. Watch where your foots are. It's planted right there. Zay, where you go, baby? You gotta turn it off. It's crazy out here. We planted some lettuce, the twins and I. While Trey was gone, we planted some lettuce and peas and a ton of herbs in this little garden. Hey Zay, can you get the lid on it? Mia, she's starting to lose her winter coat. She's looking good. Little Suki's getting her horns. There she is. Getting her horns, losing her winter coat. She's doing good. I think that's all we have for this video, guys. It's just a quick kind of update around the farm. What's going on? Still very much early-ish spring for us here in May. May's really when it starts going. May's really when it starts sprouting and we get harvest and it starts. I gotta get going. I gotta get these boys. Trey, I think's making breakfast for everybody. And yeah. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for following along with us. We got some wild boys. I see it, baby.
Wait.
All right, guys. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye. Wait, I wasn't even in the video.
You were in the video.
Oh yeah. Was I in it?
Bye, guys.
Yes.